What's up, y'all? Vanelli Cuts here, and we're here with another scoop. Today I sit with business owner, beast behind the chair, influencer of the year, the first ever, Mr. Freestyle 340. How you doing? How are you feeling today?
I'm great, man. Blessed.
Thank you for being here, first and foremost. Thank you.
Thank you.
First off, congratulations. We're sitting here in your new shop. As I look around, it is so beautiful, nice, clean aesthetics. We are in the content creation spot, so that's really, really dope. How you feeling?
Feeling great, feeling great.
Yeah, how's life been treating you lately?
Man, positive.
Yeah.
Just been on a positive journey. Been asking for God to bless me with a lot of things, and I'm seeing it now.
Yeah, there's been a lot of hard work behind that, right?
Yep.
So a lot of you guys know the Barber, Freestyle, the host of the Berks County Barber Expos. But tell me a little bit about yourself outside of the chair, outside of the clippers. What's something that people might not expect from you?
First and foremost, I'm a father, family man.
Yeah.
Father of 4. I'm from the Virgin Islands. A lot of people didn't know that they always thought that I'm from here, from Reading. I'm from the Virgin Islands originally.
You was born over there?
Born and raised.
Wow.
My entire life.
That's awesome. I didn't know that.
Yeah, and took my barbering journey out here to another level.
Okay, so you started cutting hair out there?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Since I was 13.
Wow. So when did you shift from, barbering being the hustle that it is into making it a business, and you knew this was the lane you wanted to step into?
I always treated barbering as my number one. Although there was times that I did step away from it. Like every other barber, we never expect that this would be like our bread basket.
Yeah.
And like every other barber, I went to find other jobs and never worked out. But I always kept barbering as my main source of income. Like I would go to CanCorp or wherever I worked at, and always came home and cut hair at the end of the day.
No matter what, you thought it was a side gig, not knowing it was the whole enchilada.
Yep.
Nice. So was there ever a moment where you were like, screw this, I am gonna step away from barbering, or did something pull you back in and kept you locked in?
Honestly, never. That never came across my mind, like me walking away from barbering. Because from day one, since I was 13, 14 years old, I was making good money, And the first time that I ever made $500 in one day, that right there triggered me.
Yeah.
Like I know this is what I want to be, what I want to do for the rest of my life.
Perfect. No, that's dope. I definitely can relate to that feeling. When I picked up the clippers for the first time, there was nothing else I wanted to do, like for the rest of my life. You might have other side gigs, but barbering is definitely the main focus. So what's one life lesson that you think barbering has taught you that stuck with you outside of barbering?
Consistency.
Nice.
In everything I do, because like when you treat something with the utmost respect and give it your all, you apply that to everything in life. Your family or anything else you do, you got to give it your 100. And being consistent as a barber helped me out with everything in life, with my kids especially. Being able to still work here at a barbershop and take them to boxing or take them to gymnastics, anything. It's all consistency. You gotta prioritize yourself.
Yeah.
Schedule everything, and being able to learn that from barbering and apply it to my life, it definitely elevated everything, my relationship and everything. So that's one thing that I took from barbering.
Yeah, 100%. Barbering, we're blessed to be in an industry where you can kind of control your schedule, but you have to be disciplined and consistent. I feel like that's one thing we see a lot of like newer barbers, not really understanding to get to this level. You definitely have to work more than you take off.
Yep.
Although you have that option, you definitely have to stay consistent and focused through it all. Switching it, I know you fire haircuts, fire designs, Mr. Freestyle, right? So you do man units as well. Can you talk a little bit about that? Because that stands out. Not a lot of people do that.
Yeah, well.
Or you used to do that. I don't know if you still do.
I still do. Okay. I have a few clients that, you know, my weeklies and a few monthly clients.
Oh, wow.
I took the class, actually, Platano Gucci offered a class in 2017 or something. You know, I paid X amount of dollars. It was about 5 of us.
It was at Georgia's school, I think I remember. Yep. Yeah.
One American Barber Academy was
Morgantown.
Morgantown, yep. So I took that class. You know, I made that investment because I used to see how, you know, Platano was moving and making good money, and I seen that it was something easy to do. Okay. So I invested into the education and got into it, and not until I started working at All Stars, when I worked with Platano. Okay. I really didn't start until then because, you know, he traveled a lot. When he wasn't around, his clients would be like, yo, I know that you do it too. Can you bless me real quick? Oh, nice. So I did a few of his clients here and there, and some of his clients referred me, you know, to other friends and people that they know. And for me posting on social media and stuff like that, I started getting a little exposure from people out of town, Delaware, DC, you know, from all over the place. People just randomly hit me up on TikTok or on WhatsApp, be like, yo, you're the guy that does the hair units. Yeah. I can't get in contact with Platano all night. Can I come to you? And, you know, that's how I'll make that some extra couple dollars. I think that truly speaks volumes, because at this point you said you worked at All Stars. Now you started cutting hair at 13. At this point, you're well off in your barbering journey. Yeah. You take a class, learn something new, and then it also speaks volume on how rare that is, because people were hitting you up like crazy, like, yo, like you're the only one that does that, right? So that's kind of cool that you tapped into that industry. Now you also be holding the mic. You be hosting these Berks County Barber Expos, right? And you won the first ever Influencer of the Year award. How special was that, and what did that mean for you? Oh man, winning the Influencer Award, the first one at the Berks County, at that, you know, it meant a lot to me, and it spoke a lot of volume, because, you know, Eric was able to see the fruits and the hard work, the labor that I've been putting into everything, not just Clipper Madness, not just into the barbering game here in Redding, also in the Virgin Islands, because I created the STX Barber Show, which is the St. Croix Barber Show, alongside with Calito, BI Barber, and just me bringing that event to the Virgin Islands and becoming a success, that spoke to him like, wow, he really has power moves all over the place. It's not just here in Redding. International, maybe. Because he spoke to me about this after he presented the award to me, because he said a little brief description on why he gave it to me or not, but after we had a conversation, he was like, man, listen, the reason why I gave you this award is because of the things that you've been doing for the people in the Virgin Islands. Like, you guys don't have no barber shows or nothing like that, and for you bringing it to them for the first time, it speaks that you have love for the craft, and it speaks that you want the barbers in the Virgin Islands to experience the same thing that you have experienced. No, of course. Did you ever even picture this being like so big for you? I did. I never did. Yeah, that's crazy. Did you ever expect that when you picked up the pair of clippers, it would lead you to here? Never in your wildest imagination. That's crazy. So I could almost answer this for you, but what's been your favorite place or event that barbering has taken you so far? St. Croix. Yeah, it has to be. Yeah. Bringing it back home, because like I said, I've experienced everything around here. I've experienced traveling, going to the CT Barber Expo, going to Dominican Republic, going to international shows, bringing it back home. Like I said, it's like the biggest gift that I could have ever achieved, you know.
No, 100%. That's super, super dope. So for people watching on the outside, what's something that they don't see about the work that goes into being at this level?
Oh man, late nights. Because when I started the barbershop, when I made the initial decision to want to open a barbershop, you know, getting everything ready, having a busy schedule all day from 9 to 6, and then come here for 3-4 hours just to put in some work to make sure everything goes, you know, how everything should go. It takes a lot of work, a lot of dedication, a lot of days away from your family, hours, you know what I mean? So it takes a lot of work and a lot of effort, and if you're gonna do it, make sure you do it at your all best.
Yeah, how do you manage to keep everything balanced?
Oh man, my wife.
She helps you a lot.
Yeah, she's definitely my backbone, and Eric as well. He's been super supportive of everything that I've done. You know, even though I left his shop, but you know, that speaks levels of the type of person that he is. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because most shop owners, they won't even
like, sayonara, good luck, figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't even ask me for anything. So, you know, from him helping me out a lot and, you know, showing me everything that I need to know, it speaks a lot of levels.
No, I love that. So, speaking on Eric, you host his Barber Expo. You helped make the one in, I don't know how to, St. Croix.
St. Croix, yep.
St. Croix. And now you have your very own Clipper Madness,
yeah.
which is this year, June 8th, 2025. Don't miss it. It's an awesome event, guys. But did you, so sorry, I lost myself right here. What made you want to step into that lane and build your own platform here?
The reason why I did that is because here in PA we don't have too many shows.
Okay.
Like, you know, Berks County is the biggest in the tri-state, and then we have the Philly Trade Show.
That one's pretty dope.
Yeah, so I kind of shifted into like the Florida thing. You know, in Florida they have a barber show twice a month, almost every weekend. You know what I mean? So
wow.
I wanted the barbers here in Pennsylvania to at least experience that too. You know what I mean? That we could have numerous barber shows, not just the Berks County or the Philly Trade Show. You know what I mean? So they could at least say, all right, we could win a few trophies here, we could win a few trophies there, and we could win a few trophies over there too.
And it's been a success because this is your third one. I remember going to the first and the second. Now we've moved locations, right?
Yep.
Can you let them know where that's at?
Yeah, it's at the Leesport Farmers Market, June 8th. My bad.
That's okay.
It's at the Leesport Farmers Market, June 8th. Don't miss out. It's gonna be a full day of fun, competition, education. We got my girl Sam the barber all the way from Miami doing the education.
Super fire.
We got some barbers from Miami coming out, Florida, J23. We got barbers from here at Diel judging, Charlie Stacks from Lebanon. We got Kangri from Allentown. We got a whole bunch of people coming out and supporting the thing. So
yeah, it's a pretty stacked show. I won't lie. This year looks pretty dope. Nah, you're good.
Let me call you back.
I'm pretty busy.
All right. Bye.
All right, we're just about to wrap it up. But so what's been the biggest lesson so far from running your own show? Have you had some fails, some successes?
Not too many fails because, like I said, E kind of gave me the whole platform and the entire rundown on how to run a show, you know, how to be successful. You know, he basically gave me the blueprint of everything, you know. So there's a few hiccups here and there where Like last year, I had a stacked house, over 300 and some people, 350 people, and there was a few things that happened, like the light trip.
Yeah. Well,
But it's because of the venue or whatever. But those were little minor things that I learned along the way. You know, having the proper location for these events, AC working, lights working, making sure everything runs smoothly, so you don't hear no complaints, or you don't hear next year they be like, oh, I don't want to go to that show because this little thing happened. So
okay.
Just, you know, crossing all the T's and dotting all the I's is the main thing, and preparing yourself ahead of time is the main thing.
No, that's true. So I'm gonna tell you what my favorite part of your show was last year. You had this event, this one competition, and there was Mario and Luigi. There was like this theme to like every tag team. The tag team, what was it?
Yep.
That was my favorite part. So can you describe your favorite parts of your shows, or any barber show? What is your favorite?
Well, favorite part of my show was the creative tag team. These guys came out with everything. They came, like you said, you've seen the Luigi. They came out with, give me a second, my fault. Relio and Zaire, sit down and chill out. Sit down. Relio, go sit down over there and chill out. And don't move from there. My fault.
No, you're good. I could just cut it out.
So yeah, my favorite part of my show was the creative tag team. The way that these barbers came out dressed up, and you know the
people in the suits, they went crazy.
Their imagination is just crazy. You know what I mean? Like, I've done creative tag teams, and mine was never to a level like that. I've won tag team competitions and stuff like that, but you know, simple tag teams will dress up or whatever, but not to that level. You know what I mean? Everybody came out with different themes, and that kind of stood out.
No, yeah, that was super, super fire. I've really not really ever seen that before. I might say the Philly show, they do a lot of like cool makeup stuff, and you know what I mean? But that was the first like time I seen that in a barber expo, so I thought that was really fire.
Well, Florida, they do that a lot. Florida is big on the tag team and the theme and dressing up and stuff like that.
Oh, okay, so you're bringing a little bit of that flavor over here. That's fire. That's fire. So obviously, Clipper Madness is a part of your legacy. This barbershop is a part of your legacy. Let them know where we at.
Crown and Lens Hair Studio, 2903 Price Town Road.
Yes. So when people mention your name years from now, what do you hope they say about Freestyle, leaving your impact on this industry?
I hope to hear that I was a great influence to a lot of the students, a lot of the barbers here coming up, and basically, you know, I give my flowers from coming from a small island into Reading, you know, to a big city, and you know, impacting the barber game here, because a lot of barbers, they definitely they doing their thing now. Like yourself, you're doing podcasting, you're doing everything now, but a lot of that rooted from somewhere else, someone that has done it before, but you're elevating it to another level. And you know, I was one of those barbers that created the road for a lot of these barbers to tap into the barber industry. And I don't want to brag or anything.
Nah, toot your horn, bro. You the one.
I want to say that I definitely was one of the barbers here that paved the road for the younger barbers and the ones coming up.
100%. I can second that. I remember coming into this barber industry thinking you were like the coolest barber ever, holding that mic just up there. I'm like, dang, bro, give me the mic. I want to do that too. I remember just seeing like your swag, your poise on stage and stuff, and just being like, dang, like, I wish I had that confidence. And then I don't know, one day I was just like, bro, he's doing it, you can do it.
You can do it too, exactly.
Even when I went, this is like kind of a funny story, when I went to go interview Eric, I was so nervous, but you just were that like steady rock in the background, like, just, you're good, chill out, you know. So I appreciate that, you know. I could definitely testify to that.
No doubt.
So, what was the vibe that you wanted to create with this barbershop? Because I won't lie, it's very clean, it's very nice. I see you got the what are those called?
The honeycomb.
The honeycomb lights and stuff like that. What was the vibe? Because this is something, I'll be honest, I have not seen a barbershop like this ever in my life. So
well, my goal for here was, like you see, content creating and the barbershop vibe. So the barbers could be able to create their content while they're here in the shop, but as well, my boy See the Vision, he has created this hub for the community as well. So, you know, people can come in here, do photo shoots, create content. We got the podcast room.
Right.
Everything is set up. So all you got to do is come in here, create your stuff, and keep it pushing. You know what I mean? It's a little hub for everybody to do their thing. We got the barbershop. You know, the barbershop is always a vibe.
Yeah.
And with this right here, everybody's like, when they walk in here, it's like,
whoa,
wow.
Yeah.
2 in 1, you know?
No, seriously, this is a one-stop shop, guys. So now that you're stepping into this ownership role, what has been a big challenge or just a challenge in general that you just weren't expecting to face?
Oh man, the bills. Yeah, the bills, that's about it. But nah, you know, I've been blessed to have these barbers here with me and, you know, making everything happen, and we just taking it day by day.
Now you have barber students here, like you have taken on the role as a mentor.
Yep.
What does that mean for you to be able to do that for these young barbers coming in the industry?
Oh, well, one thing that I've learned, my dad was always big on teaching everything that he knows to me and my brother. You know, when it came to construction, electricity, anything in life, he always wanted us to be able to learn something from him so we could take, you know, into our life. And I want these barbers that are coming up to learn everything that I know. Like, I'm not gonna go to the grave with it, you know, so why not teach these guys that are here with me and comb them into becoming successful barbers in the future?
Oh yeah, that's super, super dope. Have you ever thought about teaching?
No, but lately it's
been on
my mind. Yeah.
That's good. Good. That might be in the future plans, huh? So with all of this success, what keeps you humble and what keeps you hungry?
Oh man. What keeps me hungry is these bills. And no, just becoming a leader to my family, to my kids, leaving something for them, you know, as entrepreneurs, that they could become something for themselves and not have to rely on anyone else, you know. And that's mainly it, because, you know, I really haven't had nothing. This is my second week here at the barbershop, so I really haven't ran into any issues other than, you know, getting here.
Right.
Yeah.
Right on, man. So now we have social media, we have all of this industry buzz. How do you kind of like just quiet out the noise and stay focused?
Oh man, the late nights at home, I always take maybe like an hour or 2 hours out of the day and kind of focus on social media, you know, promoting, creating content, creating posts for the following day to kind of keep my chair spinning and these barbers' chairs spinning as well. Because without social media presence, that word of mouth nowadays ain't really, I mean, it is what it is, but social media is more of
it's a big factor
a stronger present in everybody's lives right now.
Right. So if you could pull up on your younger self, if you could pull up on 13-year-old Los and be like, hey man, let me holla at you. What's some advice you could give your younger self?
Man, pull up on 13-year-old Los. 13-year-old Los was very ignorant and wasn't up to listening to nobody.
Okay.
But what I would tell 13-year-old Los is get out of that shell that you in. You know, stop being so overprotective on yourself and learn other things. You know, be open to learning things. Because honestly, I didn't start educating myself in the barbering game until maybe 10 years ago.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah. So it's been real crazy for me. So
no, that's solid advice though.
yeah.
For sure. And lastly, you ready?
Ready.
Been here for 2 weeks. How bad do you miss Eric?
So the question is how bad he missed me.
Oh man,
Yeah,
I don't know. I see the wars on Instagram.
He calls me every single day, just FaceTime me and just to check up on me and, you know, talk his, you know, he always messes with me. But he hits me up every day, check up on me, make sure everything is rolling. And like I said, man, I couldn't ask for a better friend than him. You know what I mean?
Hands down, he's such a great guy, for sure.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you for tapping in with me and giving me the full scoop for this week. For anybody out here watching, what is one last message that you would like to leave with them as we wrap up?
Whatever you do in life, do it at 110%. Don't let the outside voices or the negative thoughts keep you away from doing what you want to do. If you have an idea, if you have something that you want to do in life, do it. Don't worry about who's gonna say anything about you, anything negative about you. When they see you succeeding, they're gonna hate it regardless. So do what you gotta do and be consistent at it.
Consistent. Second time he says that, guys. So I hope you guys were definitely paying attention. My man's Freestyle definitely gave us some gems. Mentor, barbershop owner, host of the Berks County, I don't know why I can never say that, Berks County Barber Expo. Clipper Madness is coming up June 8th. Do not miss it.
Yep.
Come check them out at Crown
and Lens Hair Studio.
And Lens Studios here on Pricetown Road. Give it up for my man. Thank you so much for joining us today, bro.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Ready.
That's a wrap.